Brian Wilson was the heart and soul of the Beach Boys, the mastermind behind their iconic sound. He led his brothers, cousin, and friend to stardom, crafting songs that captured the thrill of youth in America. Brian's genius lay in blending lush harmonies with rock energy, creating the California sound, a musical postcard from paradise. Early hits like Surfin' USA and I Get Around became anthems, painting California as a land of endless summer. But beneath the sunny image was a serious artist, layering complex arrangements and using the studio as his instrument. Even in those early days, Brian was building a mythology, one that would soon change pop music forever. As the Beach Boys soared, Brian Wilson grew restless, yearning to move beyond surf, cars, and girls. Inspired by Phil Spector's Wall of Sound, he left touring behind to focus on writing and producing in California. Working with the Wrecking Crew, Brian's music evolved. Songs like California Girls bridged old and new, adding orchestral layers and deeper themes. He began composing miniature symphonies, pushing pop into uncharted territory. The mid-60s were changing, and Brian was at the forefront, proving pop could be high art. The boy who taught the world to surf was now teaching it how to feel. When Brian Wilson first heard the Beatles' Rubber Soul, he was struck by its artistry and ambition. Inspired and challenged, he set out on a mission of his own, to create not just a collection of songs, but the greatest rock album ever made, what would become Pet Sounds. Brian saw music as a canvas, and he was determined to paint something entirely new, something that would push the boundaries of what pop could be. He poured his heart and soul into every note, experimenting with sounds no one had ever thought to use in pop music before. From bicycle bells and dog barks to lush strings and intricate harmonies, Brian layered each track with care, creating a sonic landscape that was both playful and deeply emotional. The studio became his laboratory, and every session was a new adventure in creativity. When the rest of the Beach Boys returned from touring, they found Brian waiting with complex arrangements and soaring vocal parts. Together they brought his vision to life, recording harmonies that shimmered with emotion and depth. The result was a series of masterpieces, including Wouldn't It Be Nice and God Only Knows, songs that would become timeless classics. Pet Sounds was unlike anything the world had heard before. It was a bold, emotional journey, layered, sophisticated, and deeply personal. Some fans were puzzled by its complexity, but for musicians and true music lovers it was a revelation, opening their minds to new possibilities in songwriting and production. Its influence was immediate and profound. The Beatles, inspired by Brian's innovation, set out to make their own masterpiece, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. The creative dialogue between these two bands would change the course of music history. Pet Sounds proved that pop music could be more than just entertainment. It could be profound art, capable of expressing the deepest emotions and ideas. It elevated the album format, inspiring generations of artists to think bigger and dream bolder. Decades later, Pet Sounds remains a landmark in music history, a testament to Brian Wilson's vision, vulnerability, and relentless pursuit of beauty. Its echoes can still be heard in countless albums that followed. The world would never hear music the same way again, thanks to the genius and courage behind Pet Sounds. After Pet Sounds, Brian dreamed even bigger. Smile, his teenage symphony to God. Collaborating with Van Dyke Parks, he created experimental, fragmented music that pushed every boundary. The sessions were legendary and chaotic, with Brian's mental health deteriorating under pressure from within the band and the industry. Resistance from bandmates and mounting stress led Brian to abandon Smile in 1967. The unfinished album became rock's greatest myth, its legend growing with every bootleg. Smile's collapse sent Brian into a deep creative withdrawal. The dream of Smile haunted him, and music, for decades. The failure of Smile marked the beginning of a long and difficult chapter in Brian Wilson's life. Once hailed as a musical genius, Brian suddenly found himself adrift, struggling to cope with the weight of expectations and the disappointment that followed the album's collapse. The world watched as he retreated from the spotlight, and the vibrant creativity that had defined his early years seemed to fade away. He withdrew from the Beach Boys and the world, battling mental illness and losing his creative spark. Isolated in his home, Brian's days blurred together, marked by long periods of silence and uncertainty. The band continued without him, but his absence was deeply felt. both by his family and by fans who wondered if he would ever return to music. Under the control of controversial therapist Dr. Eugene Landy, Brian's life became isolated and tightly managed. Landy's methods were extreme, and while he claimed to be helping, his influence often left Brian feeling trapped and powerless, cut off from friends and loved ones. Eventually, his family intervened, freeing him from Landy's grip and helping him rebuild his life. Their support was unwavering, and they refused to give up on Brian, even when the road to recovery seemed impossible. With the support of Melinda Ledbetter, Brian slowly found stability and rediscovered music as a source of healing. Melinda's encouragement and love gave him the strength to face his fears and begin creating again, one step at a time. Even in seclusion, his legend grew. New generations discovered Pet Sounds and the Lost Smile tapes. Fans old and new found inspiration in his music, keeping his legacy alive and fueling hope for his return. The world waited, hoping the architect of the California dream would return. His influence was everywhere, and the longing for his comeback only grew stronger with each passing year. These wilderness years, though filled with pain and uncertainty, set the stage for an extraordinary comeback, one that would remind the world of Brian Wilson's enduring spirit and the timeless power of his music. In the late 1990s, Brian Wilson made a remarkable return as a solo artist. After years away from the spotlight, he bravely stepped back onto the stage, facing his fears and uncertainties head-on. For fans who had followed his journey through both triumph and turmoil, seeing Brian perform again was nothing short of inspiring. His return was not just a comeback, it was a testament to his resilience and enduring passion for music. Supported by Melinda, his devoted wife, and a talented new band, Brian overcame years of stage fright and self-doubt. Each performance was a victory, thrilling audiences worldwide and reminding everyone of his unique genius. Melinda's unwavering encouragement played a crucial role, helping Brian find the confidence to share his music live once more. The energy and joy he brought to the stage were contagious, and fans old and new celebrated his return. The pinnacle of this new era came in 2004, when Brian finally completed Smile, the legendary album he had begun decades earlier. Reuniting with lyricist Van Dyke Parks, he re-recorded the long-lost masterpiece, pouring his heart and soul into every note. The project, once thought impossible, became a symbol of artistic perseverance and redemption. The album was a triumph, earning widespread critical acclaim and even a Grammy Award. For Brian, completing Smile brought closure to a lifelong dream and proved that it's never too late to finish what you started. Critics hailed it as a masterpiece, and fans embraced it as a long-awaited gift. Brian's concerts, especially those celebrating Pet Sounds, became powerful celebrations of his artistry. Each show was a testament to his influence on modern music, drawing crowds who sang along to every word. The emotional connection between Brian and his audience was palpable, creating unforgettable moments night after night. No longer a reclusive genius, Brian reclaimed his narrative as both a survivor and a creator. He greeted fans with warmth and gratitude, embracing the love and admiration that had always surrounded him. His openness inspired countless others to persevere through their own struggles. His late-life renaissance cemented his legacy as a triumphant artist who never lost his connection to music. Brian Wilson's story is one of hope, courage, and the enduring power of creativity, a reminder that it's never too late to shine. Brian Wilson's legacy is monumental. He transformed pop into art, inspiring generations of musicians. His work with the Beach Boys, especially Pet Sounds, set new standards for creativity and emotional depth. The Beatles and countless others followed his lead, drawing from his melodic genius and daring arrangements. Beyond technique, Brian's music resonates for its honesty, capturing joy, longing, and the bittersweet journey of growing up. Songs like God Only Knows and Surf's Up remain deeply moving, timeless pieces of art. Brian's life is a testament to music's power to heal and connect us all. His beautiful, complex music will echo for generations, a gift from a true American original.